Well, we finally got our official cast of Marvel Studios' The Thunderbolts. And this is something that I was kind of expecting to in terms of cast-wise. Well, a couple of stuff that kind of caught me a little off guard. But let's get right into the cast of who is going to be in the Thunderbolts movie. So let's start things off with Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier. And I know he was a part of Thunderbolts in the comics, so it's still very interesting why he's a part of this team right now, though. I'm not sure what the full plot is at the time being, but it's still cool to see Bucky Barnes returning as well. And of course, not a surprise right here, Yelena Belova will return in this film. Yelena Belova will return, once again played by Florence Pugh, as the new Black Widow. So that's really cool. And another surprise right here, David Harbour returning as the Rare Guardian from the Black Widow movie. That's definitely a shocker right there. I didn't think he would be in the Thunderbolts at all, though, but it's really cool to see him coming back in as well. I love Red Guardian and Black Widow. Definitely my favorite character other than Yelena in that movie. So that's really happy to see him come back as well. And not a surprise here for the next one, Riot Russell as U.S. Agent John Walker, who we saw at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, as I discussed in my Multiverse Saga discussion about how the end of that Falcon and Winter Soldier series was definitely setting up John Walker to become a part of the Thunderbolts team that Valentine, I should say, played by Julius Louis-Dreyfus, was setting up at the end of that series. And of course, her being with Yelena at the Black Widow post-credit scene, where she was giving out her next target to target Clint Barton, that would lead up to the Hawkeye series, it's really exciting to see as well. And I'm really curious to see how they're going to continue John Walker's character after his very tense moment in the MCU where he was Captain America temporarily and he killed that Flag Smasher with Cap's shield, and now he was stripped away from this title of Captain America after that incident, and now he's U.S. Agent Walker. So I'm really excited to see how they're going to tackle with him moving forward next. And the last three cast members we have right now, Hannah John Kamen returning as Ghost. If you remember her, she was the main villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp, came out in 2018, and this is also something that I really predicted as well in my Multiverse Saga discussion video about how she could appear at the Thunderbolts. Because remember, in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Hank, Hope, Scott, and Janet were going into the quantum realm to give quantum energy to help cure Ghost from her condition after she was exposed to as a young child. But then, of course, we know Thanos snap happened, and basically Hank, Hope, and Janet were gone for 5 years. Scott was trapped in there for 5 years as well in the quantum realm before escaping there in the Avengers Endgame. So I was definitely wondering about how they're going to tackle Ghost. And when they announced Thunderbolts, it doesn't make sense to have her come here in this film as well to continue her story arc. Essentially now, she probably didn't get cured. Obviously she didn't get cured of all because she wouldn't be the Thunderbolts. But I'm curious to know what happened to her during the whole 5-year blip timeline, and was she blipped as well when Thanos snapped his fingers? We'll have to see how that will be tackled as well. And this next cast member, Olga Kurylenko, excuse me if I pronounced that last name wrong, she apparently will return and take on the mantle as Taskmaster, as we saw at the end of Black Widow. And I'm a little mixed about that, to be honest, though. Nothing against her as the actress overall, though, but I know many people didn't like how Taskmaster was portrayed in Black Widow as opposed to his comic counterpart. But this is definitely an interesting way to bring her back as Taskmaster. I'm just hoping that since they're going to do that, at least give Taskmaster more a redemption arc in this film, because I definitely think it was done during Black Widow, and I'm really curious to see why she's putting back on the suit, because, you know, she was brainwashed by Dreykov when she was in the Red Room after she was exploited by Natasha and Clint Barton in the whole Budapest scene. So I'm really curious how that's going to be tackled in the MCU. This is going to be very interesting. And lastly, Julius Louis-Dreyfus returning as Concetta/Valentina, who we saw in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and at the end of the Black Widow post-credit scene. So again, not a big surprise right there, though, and I'm really surprised that Zemo wasn't announced, though. Maybe they're saving Zemo for later, though, because it would make sense to have Zemo as a member of the Thunderbolts, because he was working with Valentina at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And of course, we do have to talk about how he was a big part of the Thunderbolts comics as well. So I'm really hopeful that they'll save Zemo for a later date, though. But hey, time will tell, so we'll see. But this is definitely an exciting cast we have right here with Thunderbolts. I'm really looking forward to seeing these groups come together in the MCU in 2024. But I want to know what you guys think right now. Are you happy with this cast we're getting in Thunderbolts? Are there some things that you're a little mixed about? Let me know in the comments down below. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more content. And until then, this is Big John once again signing off. Y'all take it easy.